Hey everybody, Star Butterfly just started back up yesterday. I'm so hyped for the new season, and you should be too because it's such an awesome show and she's such an awesome character. And as soon as I started watching this show earlier this year, I ordered the wig because I was like, I am making Star Butterfly, so let's start. These boots were a colossal fail. You need to prime your boots, or you need to rough them up, or you need to do all of them. I went ahead and just put flat acrylic paint on them, and they were instantaneously destroyed. But they looked really good, so you just need to make sure you prime them with something that can adhere to rubber. These are made out of Thermoflex. They're a PVC foamed sheet, and you just heat it up with your heat gun, and you can cut it, and it's very easy to mold, very easy to use, and it's pretty durable and once it's cooled down. Look at me. Look how awesome these look at this point. I wish that they had survived. I tried to spray them because I knew that there was a little bit of fraying, but I wasn't not anticipating the amount that I had. See, this is pretty rough. So I'm going to have to completely redo them or just go get purple boots. They look so good and I was so upset. So next on to leggings. I bought these leggings for $3 at the dollar store, and then I decided I was going to paint directly on them with using acrylic paint onto my legs. So yes, I had little orange stripes on my legs, but it washed off instantly and it didn't really irritate my skin all that much. So it was no issue at all. You're going to want to make sure that they're fairly dry before you take them off because you don't want to ruin anything. But at the same time, you don't want it to be too dry that you're like tearing off your skin to get it off. And they look a little wonky when they're not on you, but when they're on you, they still look perfectly the same. I used a pattern for this because I wanted to learn some more about sewing from my friend Bronwyn, and she really helped me out learn a lot about different techniques such as darting, pleating, and understanding what the difference was, and getting even more familiar with my iron, because your iron is your best friend when it comes to sewing. You don't have to use a pattern because it's basically a t-shirt dress, but I did. So for her emblem, I just drew it out on half of a sheet, cut it out, and then it was already folded. I used a cotton twill, pink cotton twill, because it was the inside of a corset I already made, so I had lots left around. So because this is cotton, the edges are going to fray, so you're going to want to use a Mod Podge on that to keep those edges down. I painted it, and I think that this looks so freaking good. So if you don't think it's good, just don't tell me because I think it's amazing. And to attach it, because it's a thicker material, you're going to need to use quite a gracious amount of hot glue, but that should be fine to put it on. You shouldn't have any issues if you just use enough hot glue and enough patience. It'll go on fairly simply. So that was the dress, most of it. But here's some lace. So this is gathered lace. It works perfectly for the bottom, but it didn't work very well for the shoulders at all because it didn't occur to me how flat it needed to be. So I had to do some gathering at the shoulders, but it would have been better if I just used a more shell flat lace that didn't have any puckering at all. So for the Peter Pan collar, I just drew out the collar shape from the actual dress, and then I just made my own little pattern because I knew what I wanted it to look like and I didn't want it to be super fancy. For her star purse, I didn't make an actual purse. I kind of made just like a stuffed animal. For the outline, I just outlined it with my laptop, making it kind of like a light box because I can't draw a star. So then I just put my outline onto my fabric that I had, and I actually traced on that outline on either sides because I'm very bad at keeping odd shapes together. So I kind of sewed them the two stars a little squish, which gave it a weird effect, but I was happy with it and I kind of liked the way it looked. See, you can see how it's a little bit squished. I painted on those lines with some just normal fabric paint, and then I figured out how long I wanted the straps to be by just wrapping it around my body the same way I was going to have the final product, and then I just hot glued those on. And then you got your little star friend. Woo! And then to make the wand, I followed a tutorial/video. The only difference is that I used a photo printout. Like I went to Walmart, got it developed because my printer wasn't working. I didn't use PVC pipe. I used whatever I had. And also I didn't have thick enough foam, so I just doubled it up. I did create a slightly different effect than I wanted to. But besides that, I followed the tutorial very closely. I used my Dremel. I used super glue, which I found greatly improved the quality of my prop. I was really happy with this prop. But you can see that there was a little bit of puckering, and that kind of makes the back look a little bit weird in the final product, but it's fine. I'm super in love with the prop, and I would bring that prop around with me all of the time, and I would not be ashamed of it at all. So here it is together. That star is awful to do, and it's not very well explained in the tutorial. You need to make sure that all of those little tiny pieces, those bevels, are all individually cut. You cannot bend the piece and hope for that it's going to keep its shape. It won't work that way. And even then, I didn't have it perfect, but I was fine with that. Here it is, all painted. I'm super hyped for the paint job because it went from like orange and kind of weird looking to perfection. Looks like I just walked right out of Disney XD and like took their prop ideas. I'm super happy with the way that the paint took, and I hot glued on this trim because I ran out of super glue, but you could use super glue with this. You could use hot glue. And at this point, I had already put on my Mod Podge and to make it super glossy and look super awesome. Because you need to be super awesome to be a princess. So, how did it all come together in the end? Well, I'm super happy with all of it. Now, cut away, Corley. Cut away. Yay, it's Star Butterfly. So I have most of these shots are my upper half because I broke my shoes, remember? But I'm super happy with everything, and I think that it's all super fantastic. I love it.
Mom. Mom. It's broken. I'll have to call Glossrick. Yeah.
And thanks for watching.